are now listening to the IELTS Podcast. Learn from tutors and ex-examiners who are masters of IELTS preparation. Your host, Ben Worthington.
Hello there, IELTS students. In this tutorial, we're going to look at recent questions and sample answers for writing task 2. These were sent in by our students. Some of them have been recently doing the exam and they saw these questions, they sent them in to us. Other students have been, they sent them in and they found them in forums and they found them online. So let's jump into it straight away. Actually, before we just jump into it, let me just say who I am. My name is Ben Worthington. I'm from England, from the north. I no longer have my northern accent. That's probably why you understand me. I left England about, 15, 16 years ago. And I left university and I didn't leave university. I finished university and I went to Spain. And that's when I got into English teaching. And that's when I found IELTS. And I quickly decided to specialize in the IELTS exam. How did I specialize? How did I get good at this? Well, I started IELTS Podcast, whereby I interviewed all the experts I could find. IELTS experts, ex-examiners, linguistic experts, and everything that they taught me, I tested it on my students, and then if it worked, I put it into the Jump to Band 7 or its free online IELTS course. We're getting some amazing success with that. Marina has improved her essays drastically. I think hopefully she'll be able to get on the podcast soon and just tell us how she did this. But we're just getting some great results. The students watch the tutorials, send the work in, write the essays. We give them feedback. We give them feedback not only on their writing skills, but on their essay writing skills, on their exam skills. And they implement that work, implement that knowledge, watch some more modules, learn some more, send us in their essays again. And again, we give that feedback and this improvement cycle, this positive feedback loop is just one of the most powerful ways to prepare for the exam. So we're getting great results there. We'd love to help you too. And we'd love to get you on this podcast once you start getting these results and, join us with these success stories. So have a look at that. That's at IELTSPodcast.com. Let's jump into today's questions. Recent questions, as I said, seen by students and seen around the internet. So let's go. Some people think that the best way to succeed in life is to get a university education. That's probably body paragraph 1. While others disagree and say that it is no longer true nowadays. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Easy. I know I'm saying easy, but what I'm going to do is just give you ideas, okay? And then if you've got struggle with these ideas, then you might want to look at the online course, because in that course, we give you a framework for organizing your ideas and for putting what you've learned into action. So let's go. Some people think that the best way to succeed in life is to get a university education. This is true because most employers are asking for university education. 2, it also proves that you can learn to a certain level. And 3, this probably explains why governments around the world are investing heavily, especially in higher education. And 4, with the modern economy and the sophistication of certain industries, academic education is essential. So there I've got a few ideas and a few examples. I could easily organize that into a body paragraph. Now, body paragraph 2, while others disagree and say it's no longer true. I believe this is the case. It's no longer true. You do not need a university education because, 1, a lot of working age people are now in university, which has led to a shortage of painters, decorators, plumbers, tradespeople who have taken advantage of this and upped their prices, have increased their prices significantly, and are now competing with graduates level incomes in some sectors. Okay, for example, a plumber in the UK in the City of London can now charge around £100 per hour, which is considerably more than a graduate could earn at a administration office job, for example. I don't know if that's true, but it sounded realistic. Number two, a university education is incredibly expensive in most countries, and also with the poor potential job prospects, it could not be worthwhile. Three, in some countries there is a glut of university educated people. Okay, so there we go. We've got both sides, and then in the conclusion I'll pick a side and I'll go with that. I know I probably contradicted myself, but there's always a contradiction. There's always like reasons, we can argue the pros of nuclear power and the cons of nuclear power in the same essay. Let's carry on. Information technology is changing many aspects of our lives and now dominates our home, leisure and work activities. Could be a bit of a distraction, that. Now, to what extent do the benefits of information technology outweigh the disadvantages? Again, quite similar question. So let's see. Body paragraph 1. The benefits of IT. Okay, let's just simplify the question. Benefits of IT. Well, better communication, increased communication, in theory, an improvement in the quality of life, especially with voice assistants. We can set the timer quite quickly. We can get the weather when we want to. We can even, check the ingredients for the recipe we're cooking just by calling out to our voice assistant or a home assistant. Okay, a home voice assistant. These are good benefits. Okay, now the disadvantages, body paragraph 2. The disadvantages, cyberbullying, very popular topic for IELTS examiners. Cyberbullying probably do not contribute to focus. They probably encourage ADHD because it's so the attention span needed for these social media applications is very short, and they encourage a lot of task switching. 3, body dysmorphia and the filters. So, you get onto TikTok and you see all these women and these guys, they all look beautiful, beautiful skin. The reason is because of the filters, and this can contribute to anxiety, which could lead to body dysmorphia, another great term to put in the essay. So these are some of the disadvantages, specifically the disadvantages of social media information technology. Okay, rescue that paragraph a little bit there because I did go off on a specific part of IT. Anyway, it is related. Now, in the conclusion, this is really important. I'm going to answer the question. I'm going to say, although there are a lot of dangers, although it can lead to cyberbullying or it could lead to a lack of attention, the benefits by far outweigh the disadvantages. And it's really important to get this in because that's part of the question. We really want to give our opinion here, and we could even take it a step further and say it's not actually IT that's the problem, it's the users of IT not using it responsibly. Okay, and that could be a good way to finish. I could give an example of what I mean, but this is the conclusion. We've got to keep it relatively short. Next question. Some people think that schools are no longer necessary because people can acquire information on the internet. To what extent do you agree or disagree? Now, just for a change and just to show you that you can plan your essay differently, in this one I'm going to say I completely agree. No, I could argue it both ways. Let's see. Schools are no longer necessary because you can go online to places like Coursera, and also in the last 5 years we've had MOOCs, which are massively open online courses. It's a good little term there to put into the essay. Also, let's see, why else? Also, we've got YouTube, which is just replete with tutorials. It's just absolutely full of tutorials. And then finally, there are other sites like Skillshare where you can pay for the courses. Skillshare and Udemy, you can pay for the courses and even get a tutor to guide you through it. Okay? Now, that's about one body paragraph. I'm going to continue. Also, another reason why schools are no longer necessary is because of the corona crisis. There could be places where we get diseases, we pick up diseases, pick up infections. And I'm going to say also, technology has advanced so much that you can literally have a tutor in front of you while you're at home. And this can help you save time and money and expenses. So we've got a lot of reasons here. I might just throw in one side of the argument. I was going to say, although a school may deliver some skills such as social skills, this really isn't the goal of a school anyway. The goal of a school is to educate, not to give social skills. And education can largely be done online. So it could be argued quite competently, quite adequately, that they are no longer necessary, largely due to the internet. So there we go. I mean, those ideas, I must admit, were a little bit, they weren't the best organized, but this is what we do when we look at a question. We just brainstorm ideas. Later, especially in the online course, we've got a module about how to organize these ideas and literally how to just drop them into the framework, which makes the whole writing process so much easier and makes strong, coherent, high-scoring essays inevitable. Now, just moving on to the final question. Let's see. There is too much noise in many public places in cities. What are the causes of the problem? What can be done to solve the problem? Problem, solution, quite straightforward. What are the causes of noises in public places in cities? 1. Transport. 2. Public services, emergency services, the sirens. Where I live, every single day I hear a siren. It's not because it's high crime or a dangerous area. It's because I'm on one of the routes that they seem to always take to get from one part of the city to the next. Anyway, let's get back to it. Sorry. Transport, buses, trams, trains, metro, subway, motorbikes, cars. A good opportunity there to stack some vocabulary into my answer. 2, emergency services. If you are on a highly trafficked on a road with a lot of high traffic from emergency services, you are bound to hear the annoying sirens. Number 3, if the city is quite compact with a lot of buildings, then the sound will bounce around and will never get absorbed. And this just amplifies the amount of noise in the city. So this is another reason if it's a highly built up area. So we've got 3 reasons, and I'm talking from personal experience here because the city I live in at the moment is incredibly noisy, and it's for those exact 3 reasons. So those are the causes. Pretty much exhausted that, and I can give some examples like I was doing, and I could even talk about other reasons, about promotion, about, especially motorcycles. This is such a serious problem that in France, in Paris, if your exhaust registers over 20 decibels in certain areas, you automatically get a fine. Okay, so a nice little example there proving the point. What can be done to solve the problem? The government can invest in technology to make engines quieter. The government can re-equip the emergency services. Instead of a sound alarm, they could maybe use some kind of lights, stronger lights that shine on the ground ahead of the traffic, in order to get them to move out. Number 3, the government could make regulations to reduce the sound of all traffic, all transport, starting with motorcycles like Harley Davidsons. Lots of different ways. The governments could plant more trees and have more green area, which has been proven to absorb sound waves better than solid concrete buildings. There we go. Conclusion: the causes are wide, but the main culprits, I'm going to definitely include that, the main culprits are transport and city planning and emergency services. The solutions: technology, regulation, and better planning. Easy as pie, he says. So there we go, like just a brainstorm of ideas. And remember, if you are struggling with these ideas and you find that you may have a weak idea generating muscle in your brain, then you might want to have a look at our online course, because we've got a whole module about how to strengthen this muscle. And one of the ways we do this is by, the more ideas you get exposed to and the more brainstorming you do, the easier this gets. We've also got a few shortcuts about how to organize your argument or how to think of your argument, which just makes it that little bit simpler. So if you are a student who struggles with the ideas, you might want to have a look at that online course. That's at IELTSPodcast.com. And likewise, maybe you're the student who struggles with the organization of your ideas, in which case, again, have a look at our structure that we teach in the online course of Jump to Band 7 or It's Free. And then finally, you might be a student who just struggles with time management. And if that's you, then what I recommend is you find a system and you follow that system every single time, and you will eventually find yourself getting faster. And we've got a system in the Jump to Band 7 or It's Free course. We don't have a system, we teach the system, which we teach to all of the students. And we've stuck with this for a couple of years now. We know it works. We have students every week saying thank you. We get them in that positive feedback loop where they're improving their essays, they're getting better feedback. It's just quicker, faster, and easier. So there we go. Have a look at IELTSPodcast.com. You can go there, get more material, get more IELTS materials for free when you sign up. And you'll also get discounts, and you can also have a look at our online course of Jump to Band 7 or It's Free. That's it from me. Have a great day and good luck with your IELTS exam.
Thanks for listening to IELTSPodcast.com.